Three, two. Oh shit, we already live. Listen, welcome to the Poppy J Show. I'm here with Miss T. How you doing?
Hi.
She's enjoying her pretzels.
Yes, I am.
All right, back to what we were talking about. Let's just cut to the bullshit. So, what is the time? Like, what is a reasonable time uh, for those who's just listening? We're talking about. That's what you're here
What's a
for.
reasonable time after a breakup to start a new relationship or even start anything?
Now, this is what I'm saying. I starting a new relationship, like as far as
Well, relationship can go in many categories.
no, we're not gonna do this many categories. We're gonna simplify it for the simple people. Because if you give up all those categories, then everybody's gonna jump on a category. What we're saying is,
So be it.
if you're in a bona fide relationship, things don't work out. You part your ways. How long is it? What is it? Is there should be no time period for you to start what?
Well,
Communicating
it's
with
really
her?
up to people's discrepancies. Like,
No, this is the problem with America. There's a lot of
there's
discrepancy.
a problem with everything in America. There's a problem with socks. There's a problem with milk. There's a problem with everything.
Listen,
Nothing is simplified.
this is a serious problem because it causes a lot of miscommunication. If we're and me and you, that's hypothetical.
Well, fair enough said. Miscommunication, correct. But technically, do you still have to have communication after the breakup? Is it like all is fair in love and war? We're broken up. You don't get a say in how long I take to read one, right?
I'm different. I'm different. This is where if I keep it on the if I keep it on the eye, I am different, yo. 30-second flat. You can do what the fuck you want to do after we're done. Like I don't care.
But because you've never been in a situation that you would have cared? Because maybe that situation has never presented.
This is what I mean by making it more complicated than it. If we are done, we are done. Whether we communicate or not as friends or whatever is whatever. If we are done and we realize that a relationship is just that's not our level. We're good here. We're good here.
Right.
The relationship we just not good at. And some people, this is when people got to accept that. Yeah, you may
the
want
intimate part of the relationship is over.
Yeah, that mental intimacy.
Well,
because listen,
it's I don't feel like this topic can be very simplified because it would go in different categories on my behalf, depending on how serious the relationship was. Like if we're talking 5 years deep, yeah, I'm going to be fucking offended. I'm going to be offended as fuck if I see you with somebody new this upcoming weekend or something. That's just going to bother me. Now, if it's something that...
Why have y'all done? All right, so let me ask the question. Let me ask the question, then a real question. Does it matter if you was the one that dumped the nigga? Like this is what I mean. If
I did, well, go ahead.
If you dumped him, then that him talking to a chick a week later, when I mean shit, how can you be mad?
Depending on the circumstances. Now I could have dumped him. This is how it gets complicated, and this is what most of us women, I feel, would say. It depends. If I dumped you because you were already a cheater and I found out and I see you with another girl, hell yeah, I'm going to be pissed. This is why I left your dumbass. I'm glad I left your dumbass. You're so fucking tacky. You're not even mourning me. Right? So if, hold on, bud. If,
no language.
I know, you're right. My bad. Shut your door.
Shut the door.
Because it's still gonna happen. I mean, I'm grown. This is this kind of conversation. But if I broke up with the person and we're like on mutual grounds, like, but I was the one that initiated the breakup, then no. I'd be like, whatever. Do what you want to do. Just don't say shit to me when you see me with somebody. It can go all different ways. It really
could go
depends.
all the different ways. I'm just saying that if you're not it depends on the breakup. This is what I'm saying.
Right.
It's so unfair though.
Is it unfair though?
Yeah.
Or is it unfair for, I feel the unfairness would be to expect something from somebody that they weren't giving you during the relationship. So if your needs weren't being met during the relationship, do you really think it's fair to expect them to respect you or give you what you didn't get during the relationship after? There's no time frame if that's the situation. Now, if it really turns into one of those situations where it's just like we became best friends and we're not like intimate on that level anymore and we're both going to go our separate ways, it probably still would be hurtful, but respectfully wise, I wouldn't be upset if you moved on before I did, or if I seen you with somebody new, because we already know deep down like that it's done. And we had that conversation and here we are, we're moved forward. So if we choose this on Monday and I see you on Thursday and you're out getting drinks and you're all cozy with some female, like initially it probably would trigger like a gut feeling, like a punch in the gut, but I wouldn't approach the so-called ex, or I might just wave from afar like, hey, good luck, loser.
Yo, look, this is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, though. Listen, I get it. There's mad levels to this breakup, moving on thing. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, it's unfair that there's not if we walk away, either way you look at it, being mad is wasting your energy. So if I break up with someone, then my mentality is the level of love. Mm-hmm. Because you just don't break up with somebody. If there's love there, it takes a minute. If it's anger, if the breakup comes behind anger, then you fall. That moving on is a lot easier. Still,
it might not be, because you might be so angry and caught up about everything that you're like.
That's what I mean.
A war zone, a trap.
So, and there you go. Because moving on could be just sleeping with somebody. It don't mean you still may not want to be in a relationship.
Right.
But out of anger, whatever transpired, you like, yo, I just need to get my rocks off. And listen, anyway, that's that.
Right.
What I'm saying is, it's too many fine lines and everything, yo.
Well, there's always going to be fine lines, and it's always going to be personal.
It shouldn't be personal.
It is personal. It's your life. It's your feelings. It's your heart. It's your mind. No, there's very few people that can actually detach themselves that quickly and not have some kind of feeling afterwards. Whether it's anger, whether it's resentment, whether it's happiness for the person, because that's a real thing. Some people are really happy for the ex. Like, I'm happy they found somebody. I'm eventually going to too, because we just weren't right for each other.
I don't give
people are that mature.
I'm never listen. I'm happy. I'm just happy that you ain't commit suicide or some shit. Like, I'm happy. No, listen. I'm saying like,
most people, if not all, are happy for that. So thank you for pointing that out.
Listen, I'm saying this. Listen, I really doubt that anybody's genuinely happy.
Really?
There's moments I doubt it. I doubt it because you know what? Because listen, it goes back. Happy for an ex. You need headphones. You kind of like you just fade into black a little bit. Luckily, this is a test run while she gets her equipment together. But listen, this is what I'm saying. There's a why couldn't that be me? You don't get that feeling? There's not that feeling?
Absolutely, that's a real feeling.
Like, yo,
us. Like, how come he couldn't get it together when we were together? Like,
yeah,
I waited. I was so patient. I taught him this.
This ain't a fact. This is just to me. I think that nobody's ever genuinely happy to see their ex move forward. For little reasons like that, it could have been bad, so you just hate this motherfucker, female or male. We're not just gonna make it seem like it's a female thing. There's a lot of bitch ass niggas that be climbing through windows.
Probably more men than females these days.
Well, I don't know now because with the pandemic, everybody's in the house somewhere.
This conversation can go all the way to because there are more men that act like females, trying not to use any profanity because this child over here has corrected me, than females do. Come on, they are the capital B all the way.
Listen, I never said that niggas don't be doing some bitch ass shit.
And I said there's more of them than there are females doing it.
I'm not gonna take a census.
Like literally, like don't have their own places. They don't do anything. They rely on the female to take care of everything, and then they wonder why they speak to them that way. Like you're not providing. That's like these are natural roles, and that's a whole other conversation that people will get offended by. But for me, they're natural rules. A man is a man. A woman is a woman. You're supposed to provide a certain type of strength, protection, home, like values as a man. And you don't do that and you take responsibility for those things, you turn into the bitch. And then you get mad and she's got an attitude because
you ain't doing shit.
Or she's just doing what you should naturally do. Now, if it's something where it just so happens that her career pays more than yours, but you guys are both equally investing into your futures and your homes or whatever you have together, then that's just different. Like her making more money is not the big deal. But if you're not doing anything, which a lot of these guys are not, it's.
Oh, we should go to the circle.
They sell. I mean, I'm trying to watch it because I am a man. I don't want to just shit on men, but
we don't gotta watch anything because there's just tons of things I can say about.
All right, but so listen. Now this is
bad female things. I'm not perfect.
Let's go.
But I'm not nobody.
Let's segue right over. So, if there's a lot of bitch niggas, and there's a lot of chicks or females that are providing for these bitch niggas during this pandemic, who wants to go for a run? Who wants to go? Who wants to claim their title? Who wants to go for a run to their neighbor's house? Mm. So this pandemic is going to bring about a lot of domestic violence, which has rules. It's going to bring about a lot of breakups. It's going to bring about a lot of. This is going to be this right here.
It's also going to bring about a lot of babies too.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of newborns.
We'll have to have another baby boom.
So I'm saying that's why they're doing the population control now. I mean, that's why the population control is in effect now. But I'm saying though, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I mean,
come on, you have to jump one more time. You jump time.
I'm glad I was never like, and I say this with no real, not 100% disrespect. There's some in there, but I'm not gonna say 100%. But this is why I'm so glad I wasn't a video game nigga.
Well, they're living in their glory right now.
I mean, they're living in their glory, but that's a lot of, this playing video games live, that takes up like 17 hours of a 24-hour day.
Sometimes more. There's people that don't sleep. They literally
All
go
right.
on binges for days. People
And
wear
they got-
diapers.
And they girl just went to the store to get groceries. Hold on, I hear my door now.
Right.
You know how many people? You know how many of them is driving Uber Eats right now to go deliver?
I've never done one, so
I never thought about it as an excuse to get out the house.
I'm on the phone with my sister-in-law last night, and my niece broke out in a rash. So I'm like, oh, give her an oatmeal bath. There's no oatmeal in Jersey, like where by her area. There wasn't for like a good 2 weeks. They just kept on selling out every time that she was able to get to the store. So we're having this conversation about it. I go on Amazon to look up for Quaker Oats, just the natural plain ones, $29. $29. I'm like, are you kidding me? $29?
Yeah. And it's going to take you a month to get it.
Well, no, it was like 2 days.
Because it's essential. It's essential.
Yeah, but
fast.
there was one left, so who knows when they're restocking, and it was $30. Like, what? How?
Listen,
Like,
this is what they doing. This is what it is right now.
It's insane. $30 for oatmeal.
I got oatmeal.
All of this, people are like choosing to. Last week, I went to the store with my dad. We went to every major market out here. Like, we went to Price Chopper, Hannaford, Walmart, even like Target, the lower one, Aldi's, all of them, all sold out of yeast because everybody's like making and baking things on their own. Not one of those stores had it. We had to go to an all natural store to get it, and they were hiding their supply. It's
People
just
is
like
grabbing.
that's ridiculous.
Because everybody think they're gonna make. I don't know. I got mad grits, oatmeal, farina. I got mashed pasta to go with butter. I'll just have me some buttered noodles. If I had to survive, I do got some nice little seasoned meat, vacuum sealed in the freezer, but whatever.
I got steak for him for days. The only thing I really didn't like crazily stock up on, which we normally have,
you're on Chinese
chicken.
mode right now.
I mean, I don't know what you want to do.
No, I don't care. I just said, you're in Chinese mode, so it looks real funny. We hear you, but your body is moving way slower than the words coming out.
Wah, wah. That was very racial of you.
I'm just saying.
Right.
The Chinese movie. Wasn't talking about that's how they made their movies, so fuck
Right.
anyway.
I needed you to clarify.
Don't translate. Don't make a movie translated in English, and then we don't have to worry about saying that same.
Correct.
I ain't got time for all the sensitive people. Please don't listen to me if you think I give two shits about sensitive people.
People are going to be sensitive about some of these subjects.
So what? And I'm trying to let them know. I don't care. I don't care. I talk about anything. Only thing I'm not talking about. What?
They can move on to the next pod if they're really
All
hurt.
So what's the next topic we're gonna jump on? Let's bounce around.
I'm bored with food. I feel like I've cooked and I've ate everything. I just at times don't feel like I want to eat, but then I will snack because like I'm bored. So
With
my
food?
stomach is growling right now.
Bored with food?
Yes. You've never been bored with food?
Never. I'm sorry. I can't. I've just never been bored with food.
I'm bored. Maybe because I like to make different things, you know, like I feel like I don't know. I'm bored. I'm bored with food. I want fucking sushi. I want sushi. I can't have sushi.
I never tried that.
I want California rolls. So bad.
That's sushi.
Well, that's the kind of sushi I'm talking about, not like.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I like the roll. That's what
I know it's raw fish.
Typically,
when I hear sushi, I think of raw fish.
Yeah, well, there is some in the rolls, but the rolls are my thing. That's all I care about when I'm talking about sushi. I don't want to eat like eel or something. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I want the tempura, shrimp rolls.
I got all the ingredients for seafood lasagna. I just ain't been in the mood to make it.
I could do that. I've made spinach lasagna before. It was amazing.
I make the black rice.
I've never made black rice.
My lamb chops. I gotta stop eating all this red meat, but.
Have you gained weight during this pandemic? Well, you still work.
Yeah, I don't gain weight. I got a little gut.
Fuck you.
No, I do. I got a little gut. I was being dead serious.
Like I'm getting so fat that my eyes are super chinky. Like you can't even see them if I smile.
See, there you go. That's.
As I still keep eating my pretzels.
That wasn't worse than the Chinese.
I didn't say any culture. I didn't. No nationality or nothing. I just said they're getting super chinky. But that's the look of my eyes.
All right.
They're barely there anymore. Next week, it's just going to be split.
I got that lucky headshot.
How long do you think this is going to last? How long are you in your mind? In your mind, I know you would like this to end fast, as soon as possible. But have you ever thought about what's your long-term thinking? How long you think this will last?
I don't think that they're going to have this together, wrapped up, where we can start moving normally again, because life is not going to be the same again. But to start socializing, seeing people or whatever, the distancing stopping, maybe the end of June, July. They haven't taken it serious enough to really lock people down, like with real consequences. Like in public places, they have consequences, but people out in normal living don't. And that's the country that we live in, that we really can't make too much. I mean, we can always martial law, but what's the wait? Should have did that before. It's over 2 million right now worldwide. Like, what are you waiting for? But I did, when I had this conversation with two friends of mine last week, we were on the phone probably till like 3 o'clock in the morning, video chatting. And when I got off the phone, for some reason, I was just like, I wonder, how like other certain places are doing, specifically Russia. Not even kidding. That came into my head. Like, I wonder how they're doing. Dude, they're barely even touched. Like nothing. Africa, like. So, what are we doing wrong? Well, I mean, we've already done what we've done wrong, but it's still spreading. But if you go look up the numbers, it's pretty much like it doesn't exist there. I think it was like 5 in Russia when I looked it up.
And this is why, and this is what, and 2 million ain't enough dead people.
Clearly not.
Population control is for a reason. That's what they do. Look at the 2 places that really was affected. Well, Italy, right, was affected bad.
Big time.
Italy was affected bad.
Culturally, we have a lot of similarities. We're so free-spirited there. And
where? Italy?
Italy, yeah, all that. Mhm.
Oh, it's 2 people.
Careful. Yo, listen, I would love to know what that is,
Has shield.
but
I'll tiptoe around it. No, I'm really not. Like, I just feel like they're very
You're coming towards me.
sexually open. Their lifestyle is
What?
flamboyant, like
oh, flamboyant.
very
Is a good word.
loose. So
That's a good word. Flamboyant is good. Promiscuous. Liberated.
perhaps,
Liberated is a good word.
right. And I feel like they're that way. I still feel like they have more class to the way that they do it compared to us Americans. We pretty much are like, if I was gonna name America, I'd say that like we have more of a New Yorker's attitude. Like, fuck it. It is what it is. Like, we'll get through it. That's how I feel like we look at things as a country. Like, not like with the kind of poise and class that they have over there. At least they dress up while they're doing dumb shit. They look good doing dumb shit.
So people out here don't. America don't. America's a slut. How you talking about America's the slut of all the countries?
America's Walmart. Italy's Target.
America's Walmart.
Yeah.
America's.
I'm an asshole. But like I like things to look good. Not just to look good just for like people's visuals. I just like
The storm is coming.
presentation to be valued a little bit more. And I don't feel like the majority of people have that desire in them. So things just,
Can you grab the
because there's a lack of self-preservations or how we carry ourselves, that's why I would call us a Walmart.
Don't forget that sniper that was.
Because we can be productive, we definitely can, but I just don't feel
But
like
everything about America is more of a look at me.
well, we're
That's how I mean, to me,
places are very cynical, but yeah, I think that we
now,
still
when it comes to the value of the people in America, that's when it's more of a all right, only the strong survive, everybody else kick rocks. That's how I take it. Like when I look at
sometimes
because you figure everybody, a lot of other countries nipped it in the butt, and then a lot of other countries was like that. There was a lot of older deaths in Italy.
mhm.
That's where a lot of the older Italians go to retire. So even if it hit like Puerto Rico or somewhere where people go home when they get older, after they enjoyed the everything of America, people go home. So if it's affecting the elderly, then those places will be more affected and due to the age. But if you're just going off the young people that's just dropping like flies, prior to us not being able to social distance, everything was older people, infants, older people, and people with bad medical health.
Right, and that's where I think the both of us share that
We share that.
questioning of how it's being targeted and the conspiracy of it, because it's, what are we going to say, it's ironic, or is it coincidence that it doesn't
Take it away and then
not even closely affect some of the young that have had it. They can't survive it. I mean, very few have. It's a poison for them, like a deadly poison.
This goes to the fact that people think they healthy. You can walk around and think you healthy as an ox. Don't mean you're really healthy. A lot of people
The
don't have.
respiratory system is huge.
A lot of people don't have health insurance. A lot of people don't even know what to go to the doctor and what kind of test to ask for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only saying that.
On a regular basis besides this pandemic.
I'm only saying that because the time when I was running the streets, making doctor appointments wasn't
Right, priority.
medical insurance. It wasn't back. I don't know. I'm not going to reveal my age too much, but back in back in the back in the 90s when I was running the street, early 90s, I was running the street. So anybody could go with my age from there. I was actually running the streets in the early 90s. Tell you the truth, the first time I left and came up out of town was 93. No, 91. So that just puts my age even more out there. Yo, but we wasn't thinking about health insurance.
No.
And as soon as I matured, you want to say somewhat, and I started investing in health insurance and looking into the future and down the road and making investments. Man, the type of doctor checkups you could get do not fall on the radar of the average person.
No. Because knowledge is power.
If you're just going for to make sure you sexually didn't contract anything, and that's your doctor visit, then you got a problem. you got a problem if you're just going just for to check to see that make sure you ain't do something wrong.
And people are not properly educated about their health and how to take their health seriously or how to bring it to a new level of understanding your own body and the bodies of the others that you could be cohabitating with or anything with, going for all sexual preferences, because there's this common belief among so many people, like, oh, you can't, like, girls on girls can't, like, give each other certain things, or gay men give each other, HIV more than, another particular sex. And there's studies for these things. However, it doesn't make you obsolete to some things, and it doesn't make you a guarantee for some things either. Like the prejudiceness of certain things, like in the ignorance, like some people will say, well, I don't got it because I haven't been with this type of person or that type of person. It doesn't matter. You could have been with somebody that really had their shit together and their house is clean and their life looks completely stable, but they had a bad night after a breakup and they decided to take that guy home from the bar. And that guy could have been full blown and doesn't care about anybody else's life.
This is what makes
anywhere and everywhere.
This is what makes this virus just as scary.
Right.
Because everybody's walking around like they did, like they're 100% sure they ain't got it and nobody's taking any tests.
Yeah. It doesn't show up right away.
I'm still bothered about the fact that I'm an essential worker and I ain't been tested. Like essential workers should be eligible to get tested.
Absolutely.
Because we still dealing with.
They don't know won't hurt them, so they don't want to lose business or another employer or put another person on unemployment that has completely skyrocketed, and people are living their best lives right now in unemployment.
I mean, they could listen.
A lot of people are making a lot more than they were when they were working because of that extra $600.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it, and I don't give a fuck how anybody take it. This is the biggest thing that bothers me, and that's crazy. If you are living in housing and paying like $250, and you ain't come up yet, so you can move out, so the next person can try to come up, you're sad. And if you don't take this money that you're living your best life with and stash it, you will regret it when this shit is all said and done.
Stash or invest it into your future.
All I'm saying is if you walk away from this, half of them ain't guaranteed their jobs back. Half of them,
well, none of the jobs are protected.
Unemployment is going to skyrocket after this. Now I'm talking about after it's all said and done, unemployment is going to skyrocket. Because in New York, they don't have to take you back.
Well, there are guidelines. You are protected.
some people are protected, and then there's gonna be those chosen few that's not. If you protected, they could give you a job back and still fire you a week later. It
Well,
don't matter
but the thing is, as
because you got a lot of
a
businesses.
lot of us might know,
You got a lot of
every
businesses that ain't gonna open.
to have to give you unemployment because they're firing you, and you have to have unemployment under new circumstances. I would think, anyways, because you weren't fired before, you're being forced onto unemployment because of this pandemic. So the eligibility is different. So now that I'm fired, okay, now you're going to have to pay towards my unemployment, and this is a whole new claim for me. So, I mean, it might be in the best interest for some companies because it's going to be difficult opening back up after this, but
All right, and you still got.
you want to hire somebody new that doesn't know what they're doing.
You want to hire somebody who knows? Who don't know what they're doing?
It might,
The people that's got jobs don't know.
it might be
The people that got jobs don't know what they're doing. You heard me. You heard me on the phone. Some of the people that got jobs. Listen, I'm just saying that it's going to be it's going to be very interesting when this is all said and done. And as everybody try to get back to their lives.
It is.
It's not going to be easy. And people better have some money put up, or they better not be too far back on their bills. And think
The transition both ways it's not being easy. Switching everything from becoming teachers now, us parents, and overseeing the work, and still not fully being able to grasp like how this is working. Like, it's simple, but it's not simple. So what are our kids for the third quarter? What's happening? Like, we're doing work at home, but does this mean that they're actually going to be able to proceed to the next grade? Like, are these grades going to actually be counted because they're not getting the right kind of schooling? None of us are, well, not none of us, but the majority of us are just parents. We're not teachers. We're not qualified. So, and they're not getting the right education, the full education that they should be getting during their school year. So a lot of these things, like, even though we're moving forward, they're not moving forward at the right pace, because where they would have one-on-one time in class, or the teacher could recognize something, if these kids are not on their Chromebooks participating the way that they're supposed to, are they going to get a pass and be like, all right, we're gonna pass them to the next grade because of this pandemic? Like, how educational wise is this going to be determined for the school year?
That is
the beginning of next school year added into the school year before, like the last couple of months, you know what I mean? Like, we can take that and still move them forward, and then if it doesn't work, what would they do?
That is real interesting, and it's also it's cause for concern, especially since, like I said, you in your heart is thinking that by June, July, what if this goes into the next school year? Because they said they might not have, it would be like a year before they find a vaccine. So if that's what they said, I told you, this is when I go into my conspiracy theory bag. It takes a year to kill off at least 100,000 people.
He's coming over.
They're over 100,000.
Where at?
In total.
Yeah. How much is it?
Mm-hmm.
In deaths, not cases.
Yes, and deaths.
Damn, that happened kind of fast, because the last time I checked, Google fact.
I love Google. Confirmed 202,208.
202,208 in the whole United States.
Updated less than 40 minutes ago.
They said the peak was like 250. So they waiting for 250, and then they'll start moving. I'm telling you, they got their own numbers that they try. 250, and then you think like what? How many babies you think is going to be born? How many fall babies you think is going to be born? Fall, winter babies. How many November, December, January, February babies you think is going to be born?
In New York alone, 10,834 deaths.
10,000? New York State? That's not high enough.
Going by state?
Yeah, I was like, New York City, New York State.
Let's just say, I would say by the recovered amount, I'm going to double it by the recovered amount. So I'm going to say for New York State, about 25,000.
All right. So now you got 25,000 that you know of. How about the people that's still, how about the people that's incubating the virus and don't get tested?
They were crying.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
She pointed it at her face and then shot it.
That's why it's so critical for people to stay in for those amount of times, because you just don't know. Like if we really had a real lockdown, and they say you have to stay quarantined for 14 days once you know that you have it. So you're going to get the symptoms, you're going to go through all that, and then you're going to say to yourself, okay, I can't go anywhere for 14 days so I can make sure that I'm not spreading this to anybody else. But one of the newscasters had said, like, it literally could just be sitting on a doorknob because somebody coughed because it's airborne, you know what I mean? So will it ever be gone? Or are we all just going to end up becoming immune to it because you have carriers? I could be a carrier and I'm not getting any of the symptoms, and all of this could be done and over with, and then I could restart it all because somebody else didn't have it. You know what I mean? So that's my concern with restarting things too early, and also the groups, like the kids that are still getting together right now and acting like, oh, it's fine because they didn't. Somebody, and I don't know the statistics of it, are like the carriers. So you're asymptomatic and you're going around from one group to the next group to the next group, and nobody can figure out why or where it's coming from, because that's the reality of it. There are people that don't have any signs of it. But those people, I'm not sure if because they're carriers, it ever leaves them. Does it stay in their immune system? Because that's so for certain viruses and diseases. Like you can just be carrying it, just a little bit of it. But because your body knows how to fight it, who's to say when it's going to be over for that person or when it's going to be over for anybody? Are you going to live in fear for the rest of our lives? What's that show where that new one where the government takes over and everybody's like, yeah, the Handmaids, what is it?
I don't know. I don't watch TV.
Handmaids, I think it is.
I don't watch TV.
No,
I've been trying. I tried binging and that shit ain't even work. This is why I tried. This is why I say this year is over. This year is over for summer. There will be no beaches. There will be no sports. I'm sorry. There will be no laying in the sun, getting a tan, unless it's your yard.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and everybody ain't got a yard, and this is how nobody knows how to stay in the crib. They're gonna have to lock this shit down. If they don't lock it down and do it the right way, like you said, this shit is never. It's just gonna be another virus that it's gonna be like forever virus, like how AIDS used to be like skyrocketing.
Have you ever got the flu shot?
I don't do that. Last time I got the flu shot was when I was in jail.
I refuse to get the flu shot.
I got it one time. I don't know why I got it. I was in jail and I couldn't get out my cell, so I wound up asking, "Could I get the flu shot so I could just walk?"
Freedom!
And I got the flu shot, and that shit had me sick for like 3 days, and I've never done it again.
And then he threw the lamp.
I've never done that shit again. I refuse to do that shit.
Do you think maybe the flu shot has something to do with this?
Hell no.
I mean the connection to it of how the virus is and how it kills, because all the symptoms are like flu. And they've been injecting people for years with these new flu shots. Do you know last year, if you went and asked your doctor, last year or the year before, they made a new shot or whatever, however you call it, for the flu shot. They added more things into it. So nobody even knew, barely anybody even knew beforehand what was actually in the shot that you were getting.
Yeah, I go into my conspiracy theory bag. Let me tell you something. There's a vaccine for this. Believe you me, there's a vaccine for this. And I'm not a doctor. This is my conspiracy.
Because they're not giving it.
This is my conspiracy theory bag. That's it. There is a vaccine. You know, did you watch Outbreak? Watch the movie Outbreak. Watch any movie that has to do with. There's always a fact. Let me tell you something. There's nothing new under the sun. Nobody just woke up and made these movies. Nobody sat there and created these movies to perfection. There's always a bit of truth in it.
Nowhere.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. And between Japan and the United States, population is a little out of control, especially when the young people is not really paying them taxes. So there's not a balance. There's not a balance. If the young people ain't paying taxes, that's what's messing up the older people retirement. All that shit is a I don't know.
The elderly are taking all of the Social Security, and that's what they're all so worried about. Like all the Social Security is going to go to the elderly. And
that's why they created a virus to kill old folks just as well.
It's awful.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
We all just take care of each other. I gotta learn to live off the land a little bit more.
It's not funny. This is not a funny. This is not a joking matter. Only reason why I laugh is because I'm a conspiracy theory person. So it's funny to see things play out a certain way. And it's funny that how I receive everything that's being played out and I don't react the way the average person react. I didn't run out and grab no fucking toilet paper. I got toilet paper. Mm-hmm. If you clean your ass, you should have toilet paper. And on top of that, I have a shower that's right next to my toilet bowl. So if I take a shit and they ain't got no toilet paper, then I get to go jump in the shower. Sounds like common sense to me, but people is killing themselves and doing silly stuff. Everybody should just stop hoarding, because that's what's going to bring about.
I definitely went out and got.
That's what's going to bring about the violence. Once all this hoarding gets out of control,
and continues to.
Yeah. And once the violence comes, then martial law comes. Martial law ain't going to come unless the violence rise. Martial law is not here to just keep people in the house. Because this pandemic is not to them, it's not worth martial law right now. The pandemic plus people looting and fighting and shooting and killing each other and robbing each other, that will bring about martial law. That's just my point of view on this. Other than that, I'm just going to, like I said,
they don't care about that either if you want to be serious about it, because where is it really going to start?
It's going to start in New York.
It's not going to start in the suburbs. It's going to start in the communities that do it the most already. So they're going to let that ride for a little while too.
New York is one of the major markets. New York City is a major market. They're not going to do nothing. And New York City is like, what did somebody say? New York City.
Yeah, stop with these pretzels.
New York City is like the heart of the body. The heart of America. The heart of America lies in New York City. And they said that because of the capitalist aspect of that. Yeah. So Wall Street, that's why they attacked the Twin Towers. That's why they attacked New York City. Like out of all the places that they attacked, New York City was one of them. That just goes to show how much of a major player New York City is in the world. So
there's always been corruption though. People just need to get right with God, and they need to give Don't start with me.
Listen, but we're not doing God, and we're not
Yes,
doing.
we are. We always do God.
We're not doing God, and we're
God is
not doing
always relevant in
politics.
every situation. You need to be saved, and you need to realize, break out your Bible. I'm going to send you a Bible. I'm going to Amazon you a Bible. All of these times,
Who are you talking to?
you.
What are you gonna Amazon me a Bible for? I'm waiting for the answer to that. Why would you
So-
Amazon me a Bible?
You can read the New Testament with. Huh?
Listen,
Is there a Bible there? Do you have a Bible there?
Bible where?
Do you have a Bible
Where?
in your home? Anywhere in your house? How are you still asking me the same question?
No.
No. So I'm gonna Amazon you a Bible.
And what I'm gonna do with the Amazon Bible?
Read it. Get right.
I listen, don't tell me get right. Why?
Absolutely. Yeah. I care about your soul.
Listen, I've studied. Let's not get it twisted. I've studied, and honestly, to be honest with you, I've read only 2 Bibles. I've read the Quran and I read the Bible.
Of course.
Look, see, you can't do that. This is why we're not doing religion.
We're gonna do politics and we're gonna do our conspiracy theories. We're gonna do, and it's not necessarily religion for me. It's what I believe, and it's my relationship with Christ that makes all the world of a difference. Where my patience comes from, forgiveness, love, all of it. If we were more Christ-like, we wouldn't have these problems. But people want to dictate and rule and kill off a whole millions of people just so that they can put themselves back on top of the ladder again where they already are, but they want more control, as we all know. So no, if we were more Christ-like, we would be giving and loving and understanding. I'll give somebody a roll of toilet paper. I'll send you some toilet paper so you don't have to take a shower each time because you didn't go out and get any. Sharing is caring. You have to have.
What?
You have to have God. You have to.
You got me.
Did you just roll your eyes as you said you got me?
No. I'm saying I was looking up and I said you got me. Like I'm not touching this. So I'm gonna let you get it off. I'm not touching this at all.
Why?
Because this is not something that I want to touch at right now. This early stage.
We're talking real. So
We are talking,
are you intimidated by?
No, I'm not intimidated.
By
I'm not
the
intimidated.
revelations of the Bible?
I'm not
Or do you
intimidated.
just care not to?
I am not intimidated. This is just a subject that I promised myself I wouldn't do live. So I'm keeping it real. I made this promise before.
But what are the reasons for? Like offending people?
Offending people. But this.
You're gonna offend people regardless, whether it has to do
the religious people.
with our Savior.
The religious people are the last people I want to offend. Of any religion, it doesn't matter. I'm not picking. I'm not saying one. I'm saying I don't want to offend nobody of any religion. So I'm staying away from religion. When I talk about what I think is right, I'm speaking righteously, which all religions deal with righteousness, but I'm not going into the religion. And did you make a face? And this is why. Did you make a face just now? I seen something like that.
Absolutely, I did.
All right, and this
Absolutely,
is why.
I did. Because how can you say all religion is righteous?
Listen, this is to me.
I have a beautiful sense of peace because of the relationship that I have with Jesus.
And I'm not saying
I don't believe that anybody is too far gone So I pray for all of us. You're going to get there. And one day, you're gonna have this conversation and you're going to love it.
Yo, listen. I listened to what I'm trying to tell you. Listen.
You can save souls. You can bring people to Jesus. We can do the sinner's prayer at the end.
We is French.
We. Yeah.
That's what they say in
And it's
French.
also an English word.
This is not going. No, switch the subject. I do not want to talk. Let's go. I respect.
So maybe you can
I
just
respect
refer
your-
people to John Gray Ministry.
Listen, I'm
My
not
favorite-
referring
my
to.
favorite pastor.
I don't do it.
Because he's amazing. You really touch his souls. He
I'm
really
gonna let you get your
great
gun. I consider this your ad.
he
Go
got
ahead, get
great
your promotion
understanding.
on. Get your promotion on. I'm
To
not
those
knocking.
who may be confused or are looking for their higher power, which is only one in my opinion, because I'm right. Because once you know Jesus, you know God. And that's where we have to share when we have the opportunity to save souls. I don't want you to go to hell. I don't want people to go to hell. Who are you looking for?
Who the fuck is you?
Pastor John Gray.
Yo, who is you? Listen. All right, cool. You got your ad off. You promoted the
I'm sharing. I'm not promoting. I mean, I am promoting because I think he's an amazing pastor, but
All
not.
right, I said it right. I said it right. I'm not trying to be funny. I said you promote it, and now let's let's segue out of this.
Methodist Church, South Carolina.
Let's segue out of this.
I love it.
Let's segue into something else, man. Let's talk about something else, yo.
Power to God. You know how they do power to people.
How many people you think? I'm not even gonna go on that one. That was just too raw for me to say. How many people you think is miserable right now with their significant other?
I know.
You know some people?
I do.
See, I haven't really got any. I haven't really keep my ears to the street, but I haven't really been hearing too much battered wives and none of that shit. I don't know. I think everybody's. I think this helped a lot of relationships. I do.
I don't know that aspect, and that's amazing if it has.
I think people realize just now that they
think there's
don't have a lot of
a
options.
lot of opportunities to grow.
I think a lot of people realize
Right.
they don't have a
So
lot of
I don't know if
options.
they're necessarily growing or they're becoming better at pretending.
What?
So they're not growing; they're getting better at pretending.
No,
They're getting better at pretending,
at accepting.
accepting that they can't go anywhere until this is
No,
over, and then
Accepting that this is I got the topic. Accepting. When will people realize, like, all right, you know how girls always, most females, always put some silly meme on Messenger or Facebook, treat me like a queen, and if you knew how to treat like all those, all of that. All right, cool. So you right. Let's. I got this thing called that I've been working on. I would shout out my peoples that put me onto this, but there's no name calling in this. So
I just totally name called Pastor John.
yeah, that's the promotion. Listen, so if you take a list, say you got 10 things that you want that you feel you deserve in a man. 10. I know there's always more because women
My requirements.
can make a list. If anybody can make a list, women can make a list like it's groceries. So I just want to say,
Duh, we prepared.
look, 10. You got a list of 10 things that you are willing, that this is what your man is, the man you want. This is what I'm looking for. 10 things.
That I won't sacrifice or compromise on.
there's always going to be a compromise. This is if you found a guy that fit all 10 things, then you are the shit. 10 things. And I mean, like, seriously.
Not compromise.
And on your list on your list of 10, it can't be anything about looks. It can't be anything about sex.
That's fine. Okay.
Now reconfigure your 10 list. If you take away gotta look good, 7 foot tall, muscles, that is not on your list. We're talking about real relationship communication, accepting your child, being a good role.
Physical features are not on my list.
Okay, so then now you got 10. You meet a guy with 5. You're not happy with him. 5 is good because you've been dating 2s and 1s and 3s. This is how you got to do it. Look, if you're dating 2s and 1s and 3s, listen, everybody's ran into a 3, 4, 5. They might have got a 6. You are fucking batting 100 if you get a 7. 8, 9, 10. Oh man, you should be married. Hands down, married. But
maybe those are the ones who are married.
Listen, but now, if what happens when your 10 don't coincide with his 10? So now you got a 7. He rates you as a 3. But y'all messing with each other. Or you got somebody that rates you as a perfect 10. And because of some he's not there.
I have that.
And this is what so now, right now, if you're with somebody, this relationship is gonna get better, or you'll be single, divorced, which is way better than just getting drunk. Now people need to grow up. Why cheat? Walk away. If you know it's no good, cheating don't make it any better.
But that's not the resolution for most men.
Or women. Because women is running. Women is running right now. Women are running shit right now.
Category also, however, men started it.
Women are running shit right now. Women are more.
Yes, because there's too many bitch ass men. So we gotta do something.
And you're right. There's too many bitch ass dudes. So women are running stuff. So if you know that this guy is not what you want,
I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm the worst with this situation. So
everybody's not gone. Everybody's not gone.
I am. This is why I, unfortunately, and people that may watch this that know me know firsthand that I'm the very particular about my list, and I don't almost ever go outside of it. So, like, this is not one of the things, but it's really like that simple for me. You sneezed wrong. We're friends now.
What?
But that's not one of them. It's what I'm saying. Like, if like something on the list or the things that here's one of my things. I can't stand a crybaby man. Like, I can't stand a complainer. It's one thing to have a bad day. Everybody does. Say your piece about it. But I don't want to hear about that one day, 2 weeks later, and you've done nothing about it. Like, put some work into it. Change your atmosphere. Do something about it. And even if it doesn't work out when you try, okay, try again. Figure out something. But to complain and cry and bitch and moan about it and have not produced anything to change what's going on, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I won't even pretend for the camera that I didn't go through that with the conversations that I would have with my son's father. And we would go at it. And we weren't even together. And I'd be like, you're crying like a little bitch. I don't care. Figure it out. I have to figure it out on a daily basis. Figure it the fuck out. Especially when that man is a parent. Oh, I couldn't do this because I had to do this. Oh, well, you got those brand new boots on. You got brand new rims on your car. So you technically could have. You just chose not to. Don't cry to me about shit. I don't want to hear. And the way I look at it is I don't have a choice. Even though we do have a choice, I don't have a choice because I'm not willing to let him down where he was. So we would have our back and forth till the point where I was just like, block. I don't want to hear it.
All right, now that dropped him to what number?
That's like one of my major 3.
And
I don't have
well,
a full 10.
All right, so if you don't have a full 10, he was pushing what, 6, 7?
I have like 6 that are absolute like for me. Like, so here's my here's another one.
Wait, I'm talking about 6 what?
6 things that like a guy has to have.
Has to.
Yes, and there's issues for me.
You won't even entertain him if it ain't those 6. As far as relationship wise.
Yeah, as far as relationship wise, yeah. Like friendship, absolutely. Like we're good, but like I can't really consider like moving forward with you in that kind of way without those things, and that's just how stubborn I am about it.
Well, 6 ain't too bad. 6 ain't. This is what I'm saying. Now, is it really being stubborn?
I don't use stubborn myself. I use stubborn right now because that's what like my friends will say to me or family members. Like, you're just too stubborn. You're too this, you're too that. Like, I'm not willing to give up the things that I feel like are important to me because why? I'm 39 and people feel like I should be married or settled, or I was too picky and that's why it didn't work. I don't care. Those things are important to me. Now, however, if one day were to come and I met some person and they like 4 out of the 6 things didn't mean anything because of the connection that we had, then that would be different. But nobody has filled those shoes. You know what I mean? So I can't say that I'm absolutely sure for the rest of my life somebody has to meet all 6. But the 2 of the great things about somebody didn't make me erase the other. You know what I mean? Like, or you didn't make, I wasn't so head over heels that those other things seemed so childish and not important. That hasn't happened. Because I'm like a hopeless romantic. So I feel like that could happen to me if it was the right person, but it has yet to happen. So I haven't crossed off the list for anybody because I haven't felt that way. So what's the point of taking away from the things that I feel like are important when I don't have that overwhelming feeling of like, oh, I can't go to sleep without talking to this person, or it's been a couple of days and I feel like lost, not in a bad way where I'm living for somebody else, but in that connection kind of way where like I feel like I met my soulmate. So
I get it.
If that were to happen, then my list probably would be absolutely, it would just be burned to the ground and gone like it never existed. But my list is so strong because I don't have that feeling for anybody.
I get it. I'm not knocking your list.
Oh, I think I love my list. I'm so annoying about my list, but
I do have. Well, I ain't write it. Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I did write it down. I did write down some shit. I played the list game. I played the list.
Kind of did.
Listen, I kind of played the list game. I did. I went past 10, but I say 10 because 10? What?
You got up to 10?
Oh yeah, easy. Easy. This is what now look, this is the crazy shit. This is what I be trying to this is what I think is so unfair. Is that there's no memes and no little gifts that put that shit women put out on men. Anyway, niggas would be probably like soft if they had a meme that said, "Oh, you need to treat me better. Love when you got a good nigga, you should like learn how to." Please, nobody. No, that would be like, oh, what is he posting that for? But at the end of the day, I have a list. I don't expect nobody to compromise because everybody's supposed to compromise, and some people say it's settling, but I know I'm not gonna get everything on my list. I would be living in a bubble if I thought I was gonna get everything on my list. But I do have 7 if you want to ring. If you want to ring. I definitely got 7 if you want a ring. If you want to walk down the aisle, I got 7 that I'm not
budging for.
Nah.
Nah.
I'll budge for, this is what I'm trying to tell you. 10 is an understatement. My list, hold on 1 minute. I'm going to go get my list right now. I got it.
You physically have them written down?
I wasn't talking real. I told you I got a list. I said I kind of got a list.
I don't have them written down. I just know what they are.
It looks so much better written down. Hold on.
I can't stand you.
Here's my list.
But are you hungry yet?
Yeah.
What do you want? You want slices of turkey? Yeah. You want me to fry?
I am back. I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, I'm moving you to the kitchen with me. Hold on a second.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Oh my God.
11, 12, definitely 12. 13 so far.
All right, I'm coming. Hold on.
Nope. I got 14.
You have 14?
Yeah, easy.
Oh,
And I think I can still write a couple of more.
I can't even do.
And this don't got nothing to do with looks or how good sex. Got nothing to do with that. Not one thing about looks and sex is on my list. And I got 14. So if I'm saying that to walk down the aisle you gotta have 7, that's being shit. I guess I'm settling then, huh? Shit.
Do you think you're settling if what?
I say I guess when you tell some when I mention list with other people, when I talk this list shit, everybody's like, oh, you're trying to tell us. When it comes from a man, I guess it comes across as I'm telling them they have to settle or compromise. And I'm telling them that if it's vice versa, then what? I'm settling too.
Well, in some areas, I would say yeah.
You have to, and it's not settling, it's just realistically, you're not gonna get the perfect woman. Even if you made the perfect woman, something would be wrong.
Well, there goes that.
Just think about it. If I could make a perfect woman off of just my list, I can't even tell you how she would look. Because I didn't put
like
that on my
Weird
list.
Science, like the movie. Remember that movie?
Yo, listen, all I'm saying is, and then when you look at this list, it's like, even my 14 is asking for a lot. And one person, 14 is asking for extremely a lot.
Are you going to name 3 of them?
No, I'm not.
Why?
Because it's my list. I'll give one like you gave one. You want 3. You gave 1 and you asked me for 3.
I don't have a problem naming more of them.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to expose. I'm not going to this. I am not going to expose my list.
Because all of a sudden there's going to be so many people knocking at your door, right? I had those qualities.
Nah,
Why didn't we work out? You're going to have you're going to literally have text messages like, I am all of those things. Why didn't we work out?
I am not giving all those things.
You little punk.
And trust you me, if it was all those things, I'd be married.
I believe you. Come on.
But
Which one are you sharing?
I'm gonna share. I'm looking down my list right now. I got a healed.
Yield?
No, healed.
What?
Healed.
Healed?
Yeah, with an H.
Right.
Yeah.
You or the person?
It's my list. Why would I put why'd I put that for me?
Well, you should be healed if you want somebody else to be healed. There could be areas that you don't even know that you needed to be healed from. You could see something in somebody else and be like, oh, you need to be healed from that. But how did you recognize it?
Listen. Yeah, I'm gonna get my thing. Listen, when I say healed, I mean like prior relationships. Like, don't bring your past relationship into your new relationship. Don't bring. If you're skeptical, then you shouldn't even be looking for a new relationship. If you ain't, so like that's what I mean by healed. I ain't talking about. I don't know what healed you was talking about, but I ain't talking about that.
Well, I mean, also, I'm talking about in the same reference, like healed, like mentally from the last relationship about maybe trust issues. You know what I mean?
All right.
So I'm saying you because maybe you think that you are healed from trust issues, and then somebody does some shady shit, and you're like, you know what? You moved the wrong way yesterday. I feel like you're up to something, and it could just because you're not healed.
I can't even.
Healed?
I'm pretty sure there's not nobody that could say that I even reacted like that.
So you don't feel like you've ever brought in something from your other relationship into the next one? Ever? Ever? I'm being dramatic.
I know. That's why I was staying with the steady no. Like no.
I don't know if I could say never. I know I can't actually.
This is what I'm talking about, honesty. So that means before you step into a next relationship, that should be the one thing you actually try to get off your shoulders.
Here's what I'll say is that mentally prepared to go into it and didn't realize that some things still could trigger it and bothered me, and that next person brought me back to that situation like, you know what? And then that's when I would be like, I'm not even ready to be bothered. And I'm an asshole about things. I literally will just not talk to somebody.
You should go to therapy.
I don't feel like I need to because we haven't been involved in that type of way or for that long that I just will literally, it's not even ghosting somebody. I'm just dead ass not talking to you.
You should go to therapy.
I'm my own therapist. I cry. I have Jesus. In all reality, I feel like
Give me a minute. All right, I'm back. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute, please. What are you're your own therapist?
I wasn't serious about that part.
Yeah,
But
you
I
was.
do believe that my prayers, and I've talked to a therapist and about things. I'm very, very adamant about pure honesty. And I feel like there's an issue with most men because they are scared of the way that some women will react, or women have reacted in the past, that they give you partial or what they think that you want to hear. I can't stand that. Don't tell me something because you think it sounds pretty or you think that I want to hear it, because I really want 100% just want the truth. Let me choose from the truth whether I want to go forward or not. So there's just certain things that like people don't understand about the truth that I'm not willing to compromise on that. You're like, some people will be like, well, at least, no, there's no at least when it comes to the truth. The truth is the fucking truth. You start off something with a half a lie or a quarter of a lie. Like, how do you build from that? For me, that's just, all right, I'm out the door. A little harsh, but I mean, you had the opportunity to tell the truth. How do you feel about the truth? So if you were dating somebody and you said, or ask them like a preference or something, because you knew you wouldn't like it. Like, let's just say you never want to date somebody that has been with another woman or likes other women, right? So the girl likes you. She really likes you. She really, really likes you. And then you come to find out 5 years ago, she had a relationship with a woman. And you have to find out from somebody else because she lied.
Before me?
Huh?
Before me?
Yes, before you.
I don't care.
Not during you, whatever. But I'm saying it's one of your absolutely not, I don't want nothing to do with it because you never know. One day she's going to wake up and she might want to deal with women again, kind of thing. So if you found out, let's just say early on, like a month in, and you were like, yo, I asked you about this. And you said, no, never. And you actually were in a whole relationship with another female. Like, how would you proceed with that? Would you still continue to talk to her?
If that was my big pet peeve, nah, I'm out.
Right. And some people feel like that's a little too harsh. I don't feel like it's harsh. Like, you had your opportunity to tell the truth and you chose
No,
not to.
I don't think it's harsh. I think that this is what I mean by healed. There's certain things that we all have to just get over.
Right.
So if I'm with someone,
Right.
that's a hard one. And let's not get it twisted. That's not a big thing like that. But I've messed. Listen. I've messed with a girl that used to be with a girl, and shit was good. And there's always gonna be a point where you think. And the only reason why I thought that she might like just say, "Get out of here, nigga. I had fun. I'm going back to bitches." Like this, I had that feeling though, like 100. You know what I was doing extra sexually to try to make sure that. Yeah, I don't think I would have said no to anything she wanted sexually, just because I thought I was like, damn, like she checked off a lot of boxes. She wasn't I don't want to throw the number. I don't want to throw a number out there. So, but listen, because there were some things that I was settling for, and that shit is crazy. She made the book.
But you were settling for things. You were settling for things, but in your mind, was she still going to be able to keep the position for forever? Or you already knew that it wasn't going to be? Right, so there's a difference.
I knew that it was a matter of time, and I knew that it would be her that.
Right. So she was a season.
And listen, but look, listen. I knew that it would be her that cut ties.
And you were okay with that, though.
Yeah, I came to realize
Right.
it.
So
I figured there was a certain point in time where I realized it, and I said, you know what? I am going to ride this wave until that shit go flat. That's it. Until that shit bring me to the beach. I'm going to ride this wave all the way back. And I wasn't mad. I wasn't really mad. I was kind of hurt, but I wasn't mad to the point where I couldn't stand her. And I wasn't mad to the point that I wouldn't try it again with another girl that liked girls. It ain't gonna stop me, yo. Like I tell my son, you gotta keep trying. You gotta keep trying. Can't give up. Can't give up because you didn't get it the first time or you ain't get it right. What?
Thomas the Train, or the little engine that could. That's what it is. Thomas the Train is a whole different cartoon.
Listen, I know there's a train that he likes. I don't know the name. I do think it is Thomas. It's Thomas.
Yeah.
I got him a bike with the Thomas name. Now that you said that, it is Thomas.
It is Thomas.
Yeah, it is Thomas. But like I said, man, it is what it is. I know I got a list. You want to see it? Just in case you think I'm lying.
It's so bright. I can't see it.
All right, look. See the writing? See that? See, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's real. It's real in the field. Because you got to listen. Living by myself, I doing stuff, and I went to therapy. It wasn't like the most expensive therapist, right, but it was somebody that I gradually got to believe that wasn't a textbook therapist. Because I don't like textbooks.
So you were a therapist, not a psychiatrist.
No, I definitely wasn't a psychiatrist.
Why you say it like that?
You
were like, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, psychiatrist.
Like, what kind of shit is that?
I'm my own psychiatrist. Nah, but seriously, it helped me to be able to do stuff like this.
Right.
Because it's crazy that therapists and them get paid to make you take responsibility. They get paid to make you own your shit. And everybody needs to own their shit. There's some shit. It wasn't the shit that people may think that I had to own, that I had trouble owning. It was some shit deeper that I didn't even go deep like that. But now good.
That's why they usually say start from your childhood and yada, yada.
And that's why I put healed on my list. Because I'm working on healing. So nobody should be above me to think they don't need work.
Yeah.
Because if anybody was feeling themselves, I was feeling myself a lot. Like I don't gotta be the flies dude and I had all that shit, but I don't think nobody could tell me nothing, period. I don't still think nobody could tell me nothing. But working on myself just makes my conceitedness that much worse. Don't let me keep working on myself and you stand still because my conceited shit is gonna be like, you just went from a 6 to a 3.
Right. So
let me
with
stop.
That being said, to piggyback off that, so if you cared enough about somebody, would you, in that situation where you see they're really not doing anything and they're just stagnant in life, like be their backbone? Would you be waiting, like, come on, you see me making moves, like, what do you want to do? Like, let's make a list for you. Like, how involved are you going to get in their progress?
You setting me up.
I'm not.
I might get chewed out when people actually listen to this shit. Listen. Listen. You see how I was? Listen. It's sad. All right, you done? You done? You done
Yeah.
making noise?
I
You
can
done
hear
making
you.
noise?
Oh, 'cause
No,
it's
you done making noise? Okay, I just was checking. You are what you are. And I believe that, no, listen. You are who you are, period. And this day and age right now, like back in the days, I think it was more, before social media, before everybody's got more into themselves and started feeling themselves. Social media made people feel themselves a lot.
Because I was done calling your name, so you're lucky.
Social media has people feeling themselves a lot. So a lot of people won't accept that they are not who they claim they are.
Bye. Thank you.
A lot of people put themselves on a higher pedestal than they really belong. So,
and some people don't have their self as high as they should. It's vice versa.
All right, that's true, and I'm not saying that's not true. That was my problem. I didn't have it high enough. I wasn't putting myself high enough. But listen, so I don't know what kind of effort you expect.
Well, here's to say, what kind of effort somebody else expects, or what I'm asking you is, what kind of effort are you willing to put into this relationship with this person because you care? Or are you willing to, are you the individual that's like, well, I did my part, you need to do yours? Is there an in between for you, or is it just like in your relationship you guys are still?
It depends on how you bring yourself to the relationship. If you bring yourself to the relationship with the I got my shit together shit,
yeah,
then it's a 50-50 thing, man. And if you ain't coming 50-50, then I gotta go.
But
now, if you bring yourself like, this times I was like, yo, I need help. There's nothing wrong with saying you need help. If you could, anybody that can ask for help shall receive help.
right.
If you don't ask, closed mouths don't get fed.
I say it all the time. I'm with you.
I'm definitely done with the me pulling 80% and you juggling on 20.
Right.
You got to bring your percentage up for me to think that it's worth my energy. Your percentage got to be more. I don't want to hear excuses like you. I'm not with the excuses, man. I could blame a lot of people. In my life for my upbringing if I was with excuses.
Right.
If I had nothing else to do but just point fingers, man, I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you on this. Because I'll be so down on myself that I wouldn't think that this would be wise to do out of my own pocket. Like buying this stuff, like investing in myself, I would have never invested in myself if I was a blamer. Because I would think that somebody else should be doing it for me.
Or did you reach a certain point where you took more accountability and changed things, as in people or how you were?
I just never was a blamer. Never. That's it. I'm not blaming my childhood. I never even used the whack ass excuses people use for why I sold drugs. I sold drugs because the shit was what it was. It was popping. I was interested. I liked it. I ain't gonna say, and I wasn't rich, and I had to struggle growing up, but that ain't why I sold drugs.
Right.
My family raised me to where I thought I was rich just off of the love from my family. So I didn't have to worry about looking fly. I've been thought I was the shit for a while. Like before I started selling drugs. This was just me thinking I was the shit. And I didn't have nearly as much as most of the people that I knew. They didn't stop me from thinking I was the shit. I just had mad confidence in myself.
Yeah.
With my rough upbringing, I still winded up walking away with confidence. But it was just, going to my therapist was just more of a for my decision making. What
Yeah.
caused me to make certain decisions? Like I didn't know there was a deeper root to why I make rash decisions or why I react this way or shit like that. So
Right.
that was where my therapist came in at. That's where that whole came. It wasn't like depression. It wasn't none of that. It was just, why do you think?
Are you
that way?
downplaying mental health? Because
I'm
that
not.
is serious.
No, I'm just saying there's many other reasons to go to therapists. It's not just for mental health issues.
No, it is not.
And that's why a lot of people won't go to therapists.
Right. They
Because
don't have
because they label it as that's the only reason why you go. I don't downplay nothing.
people don't like to be labeled unless it's
All right, you're making me hungry. So this live thing, because I can't take this with me to go cook.
well, I said to him, I'm like, are you hungry yet? Are you finally ready to eat? And he's like, yeah. Whatever it is, what it is with my child. Fried turkey.
At least
Slices. You know how back in the day everybody said like fried ham or salami or something? He likes fried turkey. Why can't he have salmon with me? Not my choice. He won't fucking eat it.
Listen, he's entitled to have fried turkey.
Alright, so she has fried turkey and I will have.
I couldn't even get fried turkey when I was little. I had to get fried bologna. So he's doing very well.
Right.
Because I can't stand bologna.
Bologna is great.
I mean, for you.
Wonder Bar bologna is awesome.
I don't care what name is before bologna.
It's German.
I don't care what nationality comes before bologna. All right, I'm going to go eat. This was very nice. We put some work in here. Now I got to see if I can get it to actually upload to YouTube. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for checking in. If you didn't listen, no hard feelings.
No.
Till next time, we're just going to keep trying this until we perfect it. If anybody thought we had this shit down pat, sorry, wrong.
No. But we're learning and we're growing. And also, if somebody
You
wants to join in,
get the final word. Go ahead, give the final word. You end so sweet. It sounds like
if somebody wants to join in the next time, if they care to have their voice heard or their opinions on any of the matters, they should write to you, send you their information so that you can email them and we can join in.
Oh yeah, this is for the people, so anybody is entitled to be a guest. You just got to request to be a guest so I can send you the invite.
And no names. There's rules.
Oh, it allows me to send the rules when I send the email. Trust me, there's rules. I don't care if you say my name, I'm blasting you. That's it. Somebody want to get on here and want to go face to face with me, so I don't care. Just be prepared.
Not other people's names.
I got it. I got my shit ready. I'm ready for somebody to jump on here and think they just gonna blast me. I am totally prepared for this.
Virtual hug.
Yo, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Later.